So I just wanted to show real quick what it looks like to reset the beds, or at least what it looks like in my case. This is my midline between my mango rows. I've got mango, pineapple. I had bananas. I took all the bananas and put them into the midline. All the canna lily that was here into the midline. All the weeds and ground cover, sweet potato, everything that was on here all went to the midline. Pruned all the cassavas. I took out all the mature cane, so this is the resprout of the cane, sugar cane. Moringas I cut all down. Some of them are already back up to where they were, or getting up there again. But so this is what it looks like a couple weeks or a couple months after being pruned. And we are in the cold season, so things are growing slowly. And then this bed over here, I just did it, let's say last week. I think I finished it at the end of last week. And you can see there's a lot more fresh leaves in the ground. The cannas I had already cut before, so they're already resprouted. I cut the cannas, then I reset the bed, put everything on top of that. I replanted in my malanga. I seeded in my jack bean down the midline. But I'm doing this, I call it the hot dog bun style of mulching, where you have these big thick lines on both sides. And you can see the pattern, the banana, the cane, banana cane. Some of these I had to replant, like this one I think was a fail, so I had to put another one in a few months ago. But now I'll show you kind of the before and after. You can see how I'm progressing through the next line, which is over here. And these are similar patterns, but they're slightly different variety of banana. So here's one that I started on yesterday, and here's the first banana right here. Little sword. There was a kind of a pathetic older one that I took out. I'm gonna let this guy come through. But you can kind of see the pattern. I'm taking the bananas out. I'm gonna cut these logs up and use them. I just haven't got that far yet. But here's where the pattern continues. These mangoes are starting to get in the way a little bit. And then here's what it looked like before. So all these mature canes come out, they all get cut down, and you'll see all the new sprouts are already starting to emerge. So by pulling the old canes out, obviously I get a really good harvest of cane, but I also give light for these new guys to come up, and they come up fast. Here's that silky oak. These are from seeds. The Grevillea robusta, I think it is. There's katuk. I cut the katuk down. I cut the moringa down. I cut the pigeon pea all the way down. And then now I've got this Okinawa spinach is like kind of taking over the ground cover, but that's what it looks like, and this is what it was like before. So I've got this like crazy jungle of pigeon pea. I've got shade, which has been protecting these bananas. We did have a minor frost. It didn't really damage anything here, but we did have frost here. I've seen a couple spots where there was a little bit. But I like to leave this up a little bit through the winter time. And because we've had a relatively a relatively wet winter, I feel comfortable with taking all this down, putting it on the ground, giving sunlight to the bananas, and I want them to really burst through. But first I got to get all this cane out of here. I'll be replanting jack bean, but there's some that are still setting. I've got a bunch of, the more mature. They're all at different stages because I probably planted them at all kinds of weird times. There's a bunch over there that are starting to die back. I'll be harvesting the beans. This is that canna lily that hasn't been cut in a little bit. This year, usually the canna lily goes dormant in the winter time, but we've had decent amount of rain this winter, so it's all still here. But I just wanted to show real quick what it looks like before and after. So that's before. Probably can't really tell what's what if you're looking at it. And then after. And I know this looks drastic. For those of you that aren't familiar with pruning, actually I need to get this guy too. This looks drastic, but this is a huge stimulus. These guys are gonna just throw up new growth. It's gonna be ridiculous, especially now that we've probably had our coldest temperatures of the year. I don't know yet, But the 10-day forecast is all warm, and the further we get into February, the better the chances are that we're just going to have solid hot weather, new growth. Everything's going to take off. So I'm taking it down so it can grow back up, giving the bananas their space. That's it. Hope you guys got something out of that, and I'll see you next time.